It is December 1945. The war has ended, but Manchester still wears its scars. Bombed out houses stand like broken teeth in rows of terraced streets. The smell of coal smoke clings to the air. Rationing is still in force. Eggs, meat, even sweets are precious rarities. Life is hard, but life goes on. In the district of Openshaw, families squeeze into modest red brick homes. Chimneys lean above the rooftops, coughing black soot into the grey northern sky. Washing lines sag across narrow alleys, and children chase one another down cobbled streets, kicking cans in place of footballs. Everyone knows everyone here. Neighbours look out for each other, because survival still depends on it. Inside one of these houses, a boy has just been born. His name is David Thomas Jones. He is the fourth child of Harry and Doris. His father works in a foundry, long days, blistering heat, iron and steel shaping the muscles of his arms. His mother runs the household with quiet determination, stretching rations, keeping warmth in the home and love in the family. Davy is small, delicate, but with eyes full of life. From the start, he shows little interest in the factories and workshops that define Manchester. His heart pulls elsewhere, toward the open fields beyond the city, where horses graze and thunder across the turf. Whenever he can, he slips away to watch them. Their power, their freedom captures his imagination. He tells anyone who will listen, he will not be a factory man, he will be a jockey. Openshaw does not look like the kind of place where dreams are born. It is a world of soot, sweat and survival. But already in this boy's restless spirit something stirs. The Jones family lives in a world marked by recovery. Britain is tired, ration books tucked in every kitchen drawer, queues outside butchers and greengrocers stretching into the cold. Men return from the war changed. In Openshaw, survival depends on grit. At dawn, men shuffle out to foundries and mills. Women keep the homes warm and children in line, though warmth is relative. Coal is scarce, food scarcer still. Davy, the youngest, is a bright spark. He is small, almost fragile, but endlessly energetic. He darts through the alleyways with other kids, kicking cans, laughing in the smoke-stained air. Yet even as a boy, he knows he doesn't belong to the streets or the factories. When he speaks of the future, he doesn't dream of the mill or the foundry. He dreams of the racetrack. He wants to be a jockey, perched high, flying like the wind, with nothing but the rhythm of hooves carrying him forward. In post-war Openshaw, dreams are luxuries, but this boy clings to his, certain that he will carve a life far different from the one the streets of Manchester seem to promise. Davy is not just dreaming about horses, he is chasing them. By his early teens he is already small, wiry and light, the perfect build for the saddle. Davy is only 14 when he walks away from school for the last time. His classmates file into apprenticeships at the mill or the factory floor. He heads somewhere very different, Newmarket, the beating heart of British horse racing. Here, dawn is not a gentle hour. It begins in darkness, the cold biting through wool coats, the ground slick with dew. But then the thunder starts, the gallop of horses, the steady rhythm of hooves pounding the turf. It is a sound that shakes the earth, and to Davy it is the sound of belonging. He trains under Basil Foster, a respected horseman, who becomes something of a mentor, even a guardian. Foster is firm but fair, expecting discipline and courage from the boy. Davy delivers. Light on the saddle, fearless in the stirrups, he seems born to race. Stable hands laugh at his cheeky grin. Trainers nod at his balance. He is small, yes, but in the racing world, that is an advantage. For a while, it looks like this boy from Openshaw has truly escaped into the life he dreamed of. But life, as ever, has its detours. Back in Manchester, tragedy strikes. Davy's mother, Doris, dies young. The loss cuts deep. He returns home shaken, pulled away from the gallops and the promise of the racetrack. Basil Foster steps in to help guide him, trying to keep him steady. Yet in Manchester, something else is stirring. A teacher has noticed him. Not the jockey in the making, but the performer. Davy has charm, an energy, a spark that shines the moment he steps into a room. He is pushed toward an audition for a local stage production. At first it feels like a distraction, a curiosity, but when he stands beneath the lights, voice carrying out into the dark, something changes. The horses are still there, always in his heart, but now the stage offers something different. Applause, connection, a thrill that racing cannot give. From the soot-stained streets of Openshaw to the crisp fields of Newmarket, and now the wooden boards of the theatre. The lights are hot, the boards creak beneath his shoes, but he isn't nervous. He belongs here just as surely as he belonged in the saddle. Directors notice. Casting agents take interest. Before long, Davy is appearing on British television. He slips into the world of soap operas, Coronation Street and Z-Cars, the nightly dramas that fill living rooms across the country. He plays the cheeky lad, the streetwise boy, the kind of character he knows inside out from Openshaw. Audiences warm to him. He is quick with a grin, natural with a line, never stiff, never forced. Then comes the leap, the West End. He lands the role of the artful Dodger in Lionel Bart's hit musical Oliver. The Dodger is wiry, mischievous, and sharp-tongued. Everything Davy already is. Night after night he sings, dances, and wins over crowds. His energy fizzes from the stage, impossible to ignore. Producers take note. Soon the show moves to Broadway, and Davy goes with it. One moment he is brushing down horses in Newmarket. The next, he is stepping onto the biggest stage in the world. It is America now. Bright lights and limitless promise. And Davy Jones, the boy from Openshaw, is ready to seize it. It is early February 1964. New York City hums with life outside Studio 50. Taxis jostle along the streets. Pedestrians hurry past. Neon signs and billboards blaze against the winter dusk. The air carries a restless energy, a sense that something extraordinary is about to happen. Inside the Ed Sullivan Theatre, the atmosphere is electric. The stage glows under hot lights, polished wood gleaming beneath the performer's feet. Davy Jones, the artful Dodger from Oliver, steps forward in top hat and coat, voice ringing out clearly as the cast sings, "I'd do anything." The music fills the theatre, bouncing off the walls, mingling with the murmurs and laughter of the audience. From the side of the stage, a commotion builds.
Now be quiet. Now, Ticket to Ride, Yesterday and Help, the Beatles, here they are.
The Beatles enter, moving with strange, confident energy. Fans scream, cameras flash, and the sound of excitement surges through the theatre like a wave. The chaos, the frenzy, the power of music and fame all collide in a single instant, a moment that will leave a mark on anyone who witnesses it. The scent of the stage, the heat of the lights, the pulse of live performance, everything converges. For Davy, it is a revelation. Music, performance, and the roar of the girls become a new calling, a vision of a life that stretches far beyond stables and racetracks. The moment shifts his path irreversibly towards something bigger. The world of television, music, and soon the formation of the Monkees. It is mid-1965. Los Angeles shimmers under a pale sun. The streets are a mix of palm trees, billboards, and the hum of cars weaving through boulevards that feel alive with opportunity. Television studios line the avenues, doors opening onto corridors filled with actors, musicians, and hopefuls all chasing a shot at fame. Inside one of those studios, the air buzzes with anticipation. Casting directors shuffle papers, assistants run from room to room, and a long line of young men waits for their turn. Among them is Davy Jones, carrying the energy of years on stage, the poise learned from Oliver, and a charm honed from performing on television. The audition room is bright, sterile, yet charged. Cameras roll, lights beam down, and a panel of producers sits at a long table, eyes sharp and assessing. Each candidate performs songs, dances, and routines, trying to stand out in a sea of talent. Davy moves with ease, voice clear, grin quick, expressions effortless. Every gesture seems to speak directly to the cameras. Every note hits with confidence. As he sings, something intangible emerges, charisma. It is not just the voice or the steps, it is the presence. He has the look, the energy, the cheeky charm that will connect with audiences, make them care, make them scream. The producers exchange glances, decisions form silently in the room. One by one, the boys are chosen. The experiment begins, a television band, assembled not just for music but for the screen. Davy Jones, with his British charm and stage experience, is a perfect fit. Rehearsals start immediately. The boys learn to sing in harmony, play instruments, and move in sync for the cameras. Lines are memorised, routines drilled. The show is designed to capture the spirit of the British invasion, to channel the excitement of live performance into weekly television. By the end of the process, a band is born, the Monkeys, 4 young men selected for looks, talent and personality, ready to become a cultural phenomenon. Among them, Davy stands out, the boy from Openshaw who rode horses in Newmarket, who performed as the Artful Dodger, now poised to become a heartthrob for an entire generation. It is 1966. Los Angeles radiates sunlight off sidewalks and palm trees, but inside sound stages and recording studios, something new is taking shape. The 4 boys from the auditions, Davy Jones, Mickey DeLenz, Michael Nesmith and Peter Tork, are no longer just performers. They are the Monkeys, a band created for television, often called the prefab Beatles by critics, designed to capture the magic of the British invasion for American screens. The TV cameras roll, capturing every smile, every wink, every perfectly timed comedic line. Scripts are memorised, musical numbers rehearsed. On set, Davy moves with the ease of a veteran actor, the confidence of someone who knows how to command a stage. Yet there is something new now, the thrill of being adored. Their first singles hit the airwaves. Last Train to Clarksville climbs the charts. I'm a Believer becomes impossible to escape. Radio stations play their songs on repeat, teenagers scream outside studio gates, magazines fill with their photos. On the soundstage, Davy feels the pulse of something he has never experienced before, the dizzying mix of fame, music and performance. The TV show premieres. The Monkeys navigate slapstick sketches, clever storylines and musical numbers every week. The cameras love them, the audience adores them. Davy's British charm sets him apart. Cheeky, bright, a heartthrob for a generation of young fans. He laughs at the chaos, performs through it, and discovers that this manufactured band can carry the same excitement, the same intensity he first saw on Ed Sullivan when the Beatles exploded onto the stage. Tours follow, screams fill arenas, fans reach over barricades, shouting names, waving signs, pressing for attention. Davy experiences a world of noise and heat, of endless motion, of being wanted and celebrated in ways Openshaw never imagined. It is intoxicating. Even as critics dismiss the band as television product, Davy senses something deeper. This is real life, lived at full volume. The stables and racetrack fade further behind him. The stage of Oliver was practice. New York on Ed Sullivan showed him the possibility. Now Los Angeles and the world recognise him. Every note, every grin, every wink into the camera, every cheer from the audience reinforces it. He belongs here, in this whirlwind of music, performance and fame. The Monkeys are not just a band, they are a phenomenon. And Davy Jones is at the centre of it. It is the early 1970s. The sun still shines over Los Angeles, but the roar of the Monkeys has quieted. The TV cameras that once captured every grin and gesture are gone, replaced by quieter stages, television guest spots, and recording sessions that no longer feel like a tidal wave. Davy Jones walks through this world with the ease of a seasoned performer, but there is change in the air. The show is over. The band's chart-topping hits have slowed. The frenzy of screaming fans and sold-out arenas recedes, leaving behind echoes of what once was. Television offers small roles, guest appearances on shows like The Brady Bunch, commercials and interviews. The theatre still calls, and Davy answers, returning to the stage where it all began. The rush of a live audience, the intimacy of storytelling. Music never truly leaves him. Solo albums appear, recordings of songs he loves, sung in the voice that first carried him across a New York stage. Tours pop up, nostalgia shows, Monkees reunions, concerts celebrating the band that once stormed the charts. Fans, now grown, remember him not just as a performer, but as a symbol of the energy, optimism and chaos of the E60s. Offstage, Davy finds quiet pleasures. He returns to his early loves, the horses he adored as a boy in Openshaw. He rides when he can, reconnecting with a part of himself that predates fame. The world may have changed, but the boy who dreamed of galloping across open fields still exists, tucked into the rhythm of his life. By the 1980s and 1990s, nostalgia brings him back to the forefront. Television specials, reunion tours, fan conventions. Davy is no longer the teen idol of the 1960s alone, but a beloved figure across generations. The name Davy Jones evokes smiles, memories, and the unmistakable sound of music that once swept a generation off its feet. It is the morning of 29th of February 2012, Indiantown, Florida. 14 horses graze in quiet pastures. Davy moves among them, calm, familiar. He mounts a favourite, the rhythm of hooves comforting. But chest pain strikes, breath uneven. Antacids provide no relief. A ranch hand finds him unconscious in his car. The ambulance comes. It is too late. At Martin Memorial South Hospital, Davy Jones is declared dead. Heart attack from arteriosclerosis, age 66. On the 7th of March, a private funeral unfolds at Holy Cross Catholic Parish, Indiantown. The surviving Monkees honour him in separate memorials in New York City and Los Angeles. A public memorial on the 10th of March takes place in Beavertown, Pennsylvania, near a church he had purchased. Fans gather, candles flicker, photographs capture smiles. Finally, on the 12th of March, a private memorial returns to Openshaw, Manchester, at Lee Street Congregational Church, where he performed as a child. His wife and daughters join relatives, placing his ashes on his parents' graves. Home, full circle, the life of Davy Jones completes its journey.
Just what I said wrong.